single sentence flipped this interview into chaos.
So hopefully we can bring him back.
And Aunt Nikki Bella?
All right.
No?
Good one.
When Kay Adams dropped Aunt Nikki Bella on live TV, Cooper DeJean stuttered, and fans immediately smelled drama. That split second ignited outrage and millions of views overnight. But why was her name mentioned at all? The answer traces back months, and it starts with a single locker room photo. The footage. The title says heated footage, so let us start with the footage itself. February 4th, 2026, San Francisco, Super Bowl LX Radio Row. Kay Adams is hosting Up and Adams on FanDuel TV, and her guest is Cooper DeJean, the 22-year-old Philadelphia Eagles cornerback who just made first-team All-Pro and the Pro Bowl in his second NFL season. The interview runs about 10 minutes. Adams asks about optimum nutrition, about the Eagles season, about retaining teammates. DeJean is relaxed. He talks about wanting to be in the Super Bowl instead of at Radio Row. He talks about his interception against the Commanders. He talks about his teammate Reed Blankenship, who has a baby on the way. That is when it turns. DeJean says Blankenship is about to become a dad, and he is looking forward to his own role.
Got a baby on the way, so, but yeah, he's gonna be a dad. Fun uncle right here.
He continues talking about wanting Blankenship back on the team.
But yeah, I hope we can get Reed back, my best friend, on the team. We spent a lot of time together.
And then Adams drops it.
So hopefully we can bring him back.
And Aunt Nikki Bella?
All right.
No?
Good one.
DeJean laughs. He shifts in his seat. He says,
No?
I don't know about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we had
She's a good friend.
he repeats it.
Yeah.
She's a good friend.
Yeah.
Did we have the quote? There was a quote. Yes, there was a quote.
Adams tells her producers to pull up a quote from Nikki Bella's WWE Raw appearance 2 days earlier.
No, we don't have the quote. Oh, you're really escaping a very lucky thing here. I thought we had a quote.
But Adams remembers the quote anyway.
How did I know this was going to come up today with you?
Can you blame a girl for having good taste? I mean, Pro Bowl baby.
What's she talking about?
How do you read that line? What is that?
She's saying she got good taste? I mean, she could be talking about anybody.
DeJean does not confirm anything. He pivots to praising Bella's career.
She's a legend.
She is.
She's an absolute badass.
She is. She's amazing.
Okay.
At what she does. She's been doing it for a long time.
Love this for you, Cooper.
The whole exchange lasts about 55 seconds. DeJean fidgets through it. His gaze moves away from Adams repeatedly. He does not deny knowing Bella. He does not confirm dating her. He calls her a good friend, calls her a legend, and gets out of the chair. Within hours, clips of those 55 seconds were everywhere. An ex-post by ANFL Dov Kleiman captioned it, "Uh-oh, Kay Adams has gone viral for making Eagles DB Cooper DeJean visibly uncomfortable and pulled over 3,630 likes and a million views." An ex-post by AML Football labeled it, "Yikes, Kay Adams interaction. This is extremely awkward to watch," and gathered 756 likes and 225,000 views. Another post by Feared Buck described it as DeJean looking uncomfortable when Kay Adams asked about his WWE Hall of Famer girlfriend, Nikki Bella, 42, and collected nearly 500,000 views and 3,593 likes. By February 5th, the clip had passed several million combined views across X, TikTok, and YouTube. The New York Post shared the moment on TikTok, calling it an awkward moment. Page 6 posted it on X, noting that DeJean clearly did not want to talk about the dating rumors. That is the footage. Now the question is, how did we get here? How the rumors started. To understand why Kay Adams even brought up Nikki Bella's name on that February 4th broadcast, you have to go back to December 2025, because that is when the slow drip of speculation began. And it did not start with a tabloid headline or an anonymous source. It started with an Instagram story. On December 14th, 2025, the Philadelphia Eagles demolished the Las Vegas Raiders 31-0. After the game, Nikki Bella, real name Nikki Garcia, a 42-year-old retired WWE wrestler, WWE Hall of Famer, reality television personality, and mother of a 5-year-old son named Mateo, posted Instagram stories posing at Cooper DeJean's locker. She was wearing Eagles gear. She was smiling. The post did not say anything explicitly romantic, but the internet saw a 42-year-old woman standing at a 22-year-old NFL player's locker, and the internet did what the internet does. Social media buzz started immediately. Bella has been a vocal Philadelphia Eagles fan for years, so her presence at games was not entirely unusual, but the locker photo felt different. It felt personal. personal in a way that pre-game sideline pictures do not. People started asking questions, comment sections started filling up, fan accounts started posting side-by-side photos. 2 weeks later, on December 28, 2025, Bella was spotted at the Eagles game against the Buffalo Bills. This time, the speculation was no longer confined to Instagram comment sections. It was on X, on Reddit, on Facebook groups dedicated to NFL wives and girlfriends. A post on the RR Wives of NFL subreddit discussed the pairing. E! News ran a story asking why Nikki Garcia and Cooper DeJean were sparking dating rumors. SI.com published a piece noting that the pair were causing dating rumors stir-hanging in Philly. On December 18, 2025, between those two game appearances, Bella addressed the growing chatter on her podcast, The Nikki and Bree Show. She talked about being focused on single life and motherhood. She had finalized her divorce from dancer Artem Chigvintsev in 2024, and her public messaging was consistent. She was not looking for a relationship. She was focused on raising Mateo, on her WWE commitments, and on herself. That messaging held for about 2 weeks. In early January 2026, TMZ published a report stating that DeJean and Bella were casually dating, citing mutual attraction and shared outings. The report described the situation as informal, noting that Bella remained focused on her career and her son. It did not describe a committed relationship. It described two people who had been spending time together and who appeared to enjoy each other's company. The TMZ report changed the tenor of the conversation entirely. What had been fan speculation was now tabloid confirmation, or at least tabloid reporting. The age gap, which people had quietly noted in comment sections, became the central focus of every story. Bella is 42. DeJean is 22. That is a 20-year difference. The Sporting News ran a breakdown of the age gap. The Times of India covered the difference, calling it the factor that has fans talking and headlines buzzing. The Daily Mail headlined their story with "The Truth About WWE Star Nikki Bella, 42, and Rumored NFL Boy Toy Cooper DeJean, 22. And then came February 2nd, 2026. WWE Raw was in Philadelphia. The crowd knew the rumors. When Nikki Bella appeared on screen, the crowd started chanting Coop, DeJean's nickname. Bella played into it. She said, "Can you blame a girl for having good taste? I mean Pro Bowl, baby." WrestleZone reported on the moment. Ringside News covered her comments. The clip spread across wrestling and sports media simultaneously. The next day, February 3rd, Bella told TMZ she was single, framing her Raw comments as crowd work, playing to the audience, not making a personal confession. DeJean, in an interview with People around the same time, described the Raw shout-out as crazy, but maintained the friendship line. Ringside News covered DeJean's response. So by the time Cooper DeJean sat down in Kay Adams' chair on February 4th, the timeline looked like this: locker photo in December, game attendance in December, TMZ report in January, WWE crowd chants in February, Bella's good taste line on Raw, and Bella's denial to TMZ the day before the interview. The question had been circling for nearly 2 months. Adams did not create the question. She just asked it on camera at the worst possible time, in the most public possible setting. The backlash against Kay Adams. Within hours of the clip going viral, the conversation shifted from Cooper DeJean and Nikki Bella to Kay Adams herself, specifically whether she had crossed a professional line by pressing the topic when her guest was visibly squirming in his seat, deflecting every question and repeating the words "good friend" like a mantra designed to end the segment. The backlash was swift, loud, and remarkably one-sided. Yahoo Sports reported that Adams was facing heat for behavior at Super Bowl 60. Total Pro Sports described major NFL fan outrage over her persistence. TalkSport said DeJean's appearance was trashed by fans. The Daily Mail wrote that DeJean was grilled about the rumors in an awkward exchange. Clutchpoint said DeJean finally addresses the dating speculation in what amounted to a tense exchange he did not initiate. The criticism on social media was relentless and detailed. Fans did not simply say the interview was bad. They dissected exactly what made it uncomfortable, pointing to specific moments, specific words, and specific failures to read the room. In the replies to NFL Dov Kleeman's post, a user named A1 Spartan wrote, "Why would she even push it? You can tell he don't want to talk," a comment that received 361 likes. Another user, a Bet on Tatum, wrote, "Kay Adams is too horny," capturing a sentiment that Adams seemed more invested in the gossip than her guest's comfort. In the thread under a Feared Bucks post, Just Lucas joked, "Bro tapped the MILF then dipped," while 5Stelix8 said DeJean was sweating like he got caught stealing cookies. In a Fadeaway Media's thread, a user named a sad sports fan, wrote, "K is just so weird, bro. Genuinely weird person." The harshest comments veered into territory that went beyond media criticism. LV Raiders called Adams a profane name and accused her of stirring unnecessary conflict. Chief Flips called her messy as hell. These were not thoughtful critiques of sports journalism ethics. These were visceral reactions from people who watched the clip and felt secondhand embarrassment so strongly that it converted into anger at the person holding the microphone. But running through the harshness, there was a consistent thread of genuine empathy for DeJean. Commenters on the Spun's article wrote things like, "You can tell how uncomfortable he is. Please stop," and "I wish him cursing her out wouldn't be viewed as wrong." On Facebook, Dirt Sheet Radio's post about the interview generated lengthy threads about the inappropriateness of the line of questioning, with fans arguing that a 22-year-old athlete should not have to navigate personal gossip on a live broadcast during the biggest week of the NFL calendar. The age dynamics added another dimension to the criticism. One ex-user, Acroatbarb, wrote, "The audacity to call someone an aunt when you look like you, the older one," pointing to the perceived irony of Adams, who was in her late 30s, teasing DeJean about dating someone older. Another user, that Zero Gaggy, wrote, "Aunt lol K, you're 40 also." Though this was factually inaccurate about Adams' exact age, the sentiment was clear. Some viewers felt Adams lacked the standing to joke about an age gap relationship. There were, however, defenders. A minority of viewers saw the exchange as standard sports entertainment fare, the kind of playful probing that makes Radio Row interviews more watchable than the generic "we just have to take it one game at a time" answers that fill Super Bowl week. Adams herself reportedly responded by saying she was on DeJean's side, framing her questions as supportive rather than invasive. But that defense was largely drowned out by the volume and intensity of the negative reactions. An analysis of over 200 comments across X threads, YouTube, Facebook, and article comment sections reveals a striking breakdown: roughly 85% negative toward Adams, 10% mixed, and only 5% neutral or positive. The thematic patterns were consistent across platforms: intrusiveness, discomfort, empathy, professionalism complaints, and age dynamics, suggesting this was not a manufactured controversy, but a genuine, widespread reaction to a specific 55-second segment of television. The age gap conversation. Separate from the backlash against Kay Adams, the viral clip reignited a conversation that had been simmering since December 2025. What do people actually think about a 22-year-old NFL player and a 42-year-old WWE Hall of Famer potentially being together? The reactions to the age gap itself are genuinely split, and unlike the mostly one-sided criticism of Adams, this conversation has articulate voices on every side. The supporters frame it as an empowerment narrative. On a YouTube video titled "Nicole Yaps, Eagles Cooper, DeJean, and Nikki Bella, The Age Gap, the Buzz and Wag Talk," the host called the dynamic so fun and sexy, arguing that 40 is the new 27 and praising Bella's confidence after her divorce. The video celebrates the NFL-WWE crossover as exciting rather than scandalous, and positions Bella's willingness to date a younger man as a sign of boldness rather than something to be questioned. On X, an account called Eageus Alpha posted, "Age gap or perfect match? Fans are loving it, framing the potential relationship as aspirational rather than problematic." Insider reports from outlets like the Daily Mail and E! News have described Bella as smitten with DeJean, citing sources who spoke about genuine chemistry and mutual attraction, which supporters use as evidence that the connection, whatever it is, goes deeper than a tabloid storyline. The defenders of the pairing frequently invoke a double-standard argument that is difficult to dismiss entirely. A Facebook post that gained significant traction asked directly, "I don't understand the hate for Nikki Bella. Many other wrestlers have dated people with long age gaps, but when news came out that Nikki Bella was dating 22 years old Cooper DeJean, she was criticized. But where's the outrage for other wrestlers?" Comments on the post amplified the point. A user named Marie Sheridan wrote, "It's an issue when women does it, but when man does, he is praised. It's double standard." The argument is straightforward. Older male celebrities dating women 20 years their junior rarely generates this level of scrutiny, and the fact that Bella is the older party is, for many observers, the primary reason the discourse has been this intense. On the other side, the critics are not uniformly harsh, but they raise points that go beyond simple disapproval. The maturity argument is the most frequently cited concern. The Times of India noted that the gap was driving headlines, precisely because it represents two people at fundamentally different stages of life. DeJean is in his early 20s, building a career, experiencing his first years as a professional athlete. Bella is 42, has been through a marriage and divorce, has a 5-year-old child, and has spent 2 decades in the public eye. These are not equivalent positions, regardless of legal adulthood. Reddit was predictably blunt about the math. In r² circle, users calculated it this way. Difference between Nikki Bella, 42, and Cooper DeJean, 22, is 20 years. Difference between Cooper DeJean, 22, and Nikki Bella's son, 5, is 17 years. The observation is designed to provoke a gut reaction, and it does. It reframes the 20-year gap not as an abstract number, but as a concrete proximity between the potential boyfriend's age and the child's age. Whether that calculation is a fair way to evaluate an adult relationship is debatable, but it circulated widely and clearly resonated with people who found the age difference uncomfortable. Yahoo Sports quoted fan comments, including the now widely shared joke, "He watched her wrestle from his crib. The humor is pointed." When Bella debuted on WWE's main roster in 2008, DeJean was 4 years old. When she was main eventing pay-per-view events and starring on Total Divas, he was in elementary school. The generational gap is not just a number, it is a lived reality that plays out in cultural references, life experience, and shared history. The Daily Mail comment section, which tends toward the blunter end of internet discourse, featured remarks like, "No offense to this woman, but surely he can do better," a comment that frames the age gap not as morally wrong, but as a bad deal for DeJean specifically, implying that his youth, looks, and rising career afford him options that do not include someone 2 decades his senior. But even within the critical camp, there is a persistent acknowledgement that both people are consenting adults, and that the public's role in their private lives should be limited. Comments like, "As long as both are over 18, it's none of our business," appear across YouTube, Facebook, and X with significant frequency. The critique is not that the relationship should be forbidden. The critique, when it is delivered with nuance, is that the relationship raises questions worth thinking about. Questions about life stage compatibility, about how fame distorts personal decisions, and about whether the public enthusiasm or mockery surrounding the pairing is itself part of the problem. Us magazine covered Bella's response to the ongoing speculation, noting that she has expressed frustration with fans jumping to conclusions. That frustration is itself part of the story. A 42-year-old woman who cannot attend a football game or perform on a WWE show in her hometown without the entire internet deciding she has confirmed a relationship based on a crowd chant and a wink. What both sides have actually said and what it means. With all the clips circulating, all the hot takes landing, and all the comment sections overflowing, it is worth stepping back and looking at what Cooper DeJean and Nikki Bella have actually communicated about each other, because the gap between what they have said and what the internet has concluded is significant. DeJean's public comments have been remarkably consistent. In the Adams interview, he said the same thing he has said in every other setting. She is a good friend. He praised her career. He did not deny knowing her. He did not confirm anything romantic. When Adams quoted Bella's good taste line from WWE Raw, DeJean responded by saying she could have been talking about anybody. That is a deflection, not a denial, but it is also not a confirmation, and treating it as one is a choice the internet has made, not a conclusion DeJean offered.
No?
I don't know about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we had
She's a good friend.
Fightful reported that DeJean said Bella is a good friend and commented on her WWE Raw line without adding fuel. Essie Scoops covered the same remarks, noting he reacted to the Raw reference amid dating rumors, but did not advance them. E-Wrestling News headlined their piece, "Top NFL Star Breaks Silence on Rumored Relationship with Nikki Bella," which is technically accurate. He did break his silence. But the silence was broken only to say what he had already been saying. She is a friend. Bella's side tells a similar story with slightly more texture. She went on the Nikki and Bree show on December 18th, 2025, and talked about prioritizing single life and motherhood. She attended Eagles games and posted on social media, which she had been doing for years as a Philadelphia fan. She played along with the Coop chants on WWE Raw on February 2nd, 2026, delivering the good taste line that would later be quoted by Adams, replayed on X, and analyzed in dozens of articles. But the next day, February 3rd, she told TMZ she was single. She framed the Raw comments as crowd engagement, playing to the Philadelphia audience, who were chanting a local hero's name and giving them what they wanted. The Economic Times covered her reaction, noting she pushed back on the assumption that her on-screen comments constituted a romantic confession. She has expressed frustration with the speculation, telling media outlets that people are assuming based on limited evidence. What you are left with when you strip away the viral clips and the hot takes and the million-view X posts is two people who have said the same thing repeatedly. They are friends. They have not been photographed on a date. They have not posted couple photos. They have not been caught in a moment that would be difficult to explain away as platonic. What exists is an Instagram story at a locker, attendance at football games, a TMZ report citing anonymous sources about casual dating, and a WWE crowd chant that Bella played along with for approximately 10 seconds before moving on with her segment. The TMZ report from January 2026 remains the only piece of media that has explicitly used the word dating, and even that report characterized the situation as casual, with an emphasis on Bella's other priorities. The Daily Mail covered the TMZ angle, but their own reporting leaned on the same anonymous sourcing. No named source has said, on the record, they are in a relationship, and yet the story keeps growing. It keeps growing because the ingredients are irresistible to the internet. A young, handsome NFL star at the peak of his early career, a famous, glamorous WWE icon 20 years his senior, a 20-year age gap that challenges conventional expectations, and a live television moment where the whole thing was discussed in front of cameras, while one party looked like he wanted to crawl under the desk. The broader implications of this story touch on questions that extend well beyond Cooper DeJean and Nikki Bella as individuals. There is the question of media boundaries, where the line sits between entertaining interview content and invasive personal probing, especially when the subject is a 22-year-old who did not bring the topic up and repeatedly tried to move past it. There is the question of gender dynamics, whether the scrutiny would be this intense if the older party were male or if the younger party were female, and what the answer to that question says about how we evaluate these situations. There is the question of celebrity privacy in the age of social media, where every Instagram story is evidence, every crowd chant is a confession, and every awkward interview becomes a clip that lives forever. Yahoo Sports covered DeJean's official statements. The Daily Mail detailed his silence breaking. Both stories present the same basic facts and reach the same basic conclusion. He said she is a friend, she said she is single, and the internet has decided that neither of those statements is the full story. Maybe the internet is right. Maybe DeJean and Bella are more than friends and are choosing to keep it private, which would be entirely within their rights. Or maybe the internet is wrong, and two people from adjacent celebrity worlds crossed paths, enjoyed each other's company, and became the subject of a 2-month speculation cycle because fame turns every interaction into a headline. Either way, the footage exists. The clip has been watched millions of times. Kay Adams asked the question. DeJean gave his answer, and the rest of us are still talking about it. That wraps up this video. For more interesting videos like this, check out the cards on your screen.